how to cut and sew this crisscross wrap design, okay, turban design. So here's the front and the back under the video. Okay, if you are interested in this tutorial, then let's continue. We are going to need the following materials: any stretchy fabric. You are going to need a matching thread, your scissors, tape measure, pins, and your tailor's chalk. So I've cut my two fabric for the crisscross, okay, and the measurements at the length or hair circumference area. Let me use my tape measure to measure it. It's 25 inches. The hair circumference area, the most stretchy part, 25, and the width is 20 inches. Cut two of them because it is crisscross. You are going to close it. So fold the fabric into two on the length side. The second one the same. Let's go to our sewing machine to sew 1/2 inch. Once we are done, repeat the same for the second fabric. Okay, so here I'm done sewing both and I'm turning it inside out. Make sure the sewing part comes at the middle, okay? So here's it. It's at the middle. We are going to do the crossing. So I've put in my fabric like this. Before we do the cross, we want to do the pleat, you see, in front of the design. Look at it, there's a pleat in front. So look, I'm holding the end and the end of the fabric, and then I folded it without it affecting the down part, okay? And then I'll use my pins to pin it. After pinning your work, bring the second one, do the same thing, and let's go to our sewing machine to sew it. So check it. After we are done, we are going back to our working table. Backstitch it and let's go. So this is our two fabrics which we are going to finally do the crossing, okay? So look at the front and the back. This is the proper side of it. Fold it into two this way. Because I'm using white fabric, I won't use a tailor's chalk to mark it, okay? I'll use my pin to indicate the midpoint of the fabric. I'm repeating the same thing for the second fabric. Look at it. Fold it into two equal size and use your tailor's chalk to mark the midpoint of it. So now I'm going to gather, okay, the midpoint that we use our pins. Gather it. Now watch carefully how I have placed it, okay? The other pleat is on top, and then this part, the other pleat is at the down, okay? So look at it. Gather. So just a rough stitch, okay? Getting through the same midpoint of the two fabrics. I use another color. I didn't use white color for the gathering because this black thread I'm using together after we remove it. Time for us to do the crisscross design. So look at it. This one, we are going to put it or cross it to the other one. And this side, we are bringing it down this way. So Position it well this way. Bring this end by this end. We are going to flip it on. Okay, so we are going to sew the other side of it. So use your pins to hold it this way. At this point, if you don't understand anything, you let me know in the comment section. We are going to use our pins to hold this part to, okay, the opening side together. And then the third one, the folding place or where we are going to sew, the third one, this one will be the one facing us, okay, will be the front. So at the back of it, okay, we are going to close that opening. Okay, now we've gotten 3 openings that we want to close to form the cap or the base. Kindly re-watch it to get it right. Once we are done, we want to go and sew, okay, and then look at it. So as you sew, you remove your pins. You sew, you remove your pins. We are done with 1, 2. We are going to the second one. And the third one. After we are done with this, we want to now take our thread out of it, okay? Remove the thread out of it. That thread that we use for the gathering at the center when we wanted to form the crisscross. I'm done removing my thread. The next thing we are going to do, in the side of our base, okay, it has remained with only one side, so pin it the side of it. Once you are done sewing it, we are now going to cut our long rope, okay, or fabric for the wrapping. So here's it. The length, use between 80 to 100, okay, and the width you can use 7 inches to 10 inches. So fold it into 2 and then go and sew down like this. After sewing, look at what I'm going to do. One side of it, okay, sew it, but making sure that the sewing part is at the middle, and turn the fabric into its right side. We are done turning our fabric into its right side. Now position the midpoint, okay, the sewing part, let it be at the middle as I told you that. Do that before you sew the other end of it that you use it to turn it. Now measure your head circumference. I'm using 22, so I'll measure 11, okay, 11 inches for the head circumference. If you have a small head, use 10 or 10.5. So turn your fabric into its right side, the base. We are going to attach the rope, okay, the wrapping rope to it. So look at it. If you want to use this part, no, use the other side of it, this part, and insert it in, and let what you are going to sew, okay, be the same fabric that you are going to also attach it, okay. The touching of the rope, no, make sure that you are leaving the same fabric allowance for the inside allowance too. Look at it now, it matches. After sewing, please, we are going to gather with our thread and needle. This time around, use a matching thread. Use a matching thread. I'm done. When I get to the side of it, to make sure your thread is secured, wrap the thread around your needle 2 to 3 times. My second time, I'll bring out my scissors after the third, and I'll cut off the excess thread. Use my hand to retie it as many as I can. And please, that is all for this tutorial. If you find this helpful, please, you want to like, comment, and share with any headwear lover. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.